Hello there. About 12 months ago I made these two wood turning videos, and they're entitled The Root of All Evil Bowls and The Crown of the Root of All Evil. Since then, combined, they've had 16 million downloads, and a lot of people who have watched those videos have requested and asked, what have I done with the rest of the material? Well, I've been saving it, and here it is. This is the trunk of that tree, and on both occasions of those wood turnings I had nothing but trouble, because this wood is very, very hard. If you've seen the videos, you'll see that you know, odd things happened in the workshop. Like one particular moment, the piece jumped out at the lathe at me, so hence that's how they got their name. So today we're going to make a long, narrow vase out of, I think, probably this end, one end or the other. So we'll name this one the Evil Middle Earth, okay, or something like that. And we'll see what happens during this turning, but it might be interesting. So I'll get this set up in the lathe. I'll get this cut off to a nice usable length, and we'll set it up in the lathe and see what happens. I've just put a very small 3mm hole in each end, not very deep. That is so I can locate the drive center. See, it's a spur drive, it's got like a teeth on it, and this one has got a bearing on it. So you hold it between that spike and this spike, and this one sort of has teeth that digs in as well to turn it. So we're going to hold it between these two. So this one goes in the tailstock here. It's on a taper. And this one, what we're going to do actually, what I normally do, and I think it's normal practice to start off with turning the base, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to start shaping a little bit of the side, but on this end I'm going to turn a tenon. Now that's an angled lip then for my chuck to grab hold of, and I'm going to turn it around and put that end in the chuck, and then turn the whole thing and hollow the inside out. Okay, so to start, so this is going to be the top of the vase. We put this in, just place it in there like that. We're going to hammer just to start it in. Like that. Oh, not down far enough yet, so let's put that down there. That goes in there. This comes up. Just locate that spike in that hole. I'm going to wind this out a bit. So what I'm doing is extending the quill out, so it gives me plenty of room to work. Otherwise, when you're trying to flatten off the end and machine here, tailstock gets in the way. So you give yourself plenty of room. So you just out that way, then lock it up like that, then tighten it in quite firm like this. What that's doing is it's pushing that spike right into that hole, and there's a flange on there, and it's pushing the flange up against this wood, and at the same time this end is pushing into those spikes, so it traps it there, and hopefully when you're machining it doesn't jump out at you, which actually still can happen sometimes. Look back on some of my videos and you'll see. So having our piece of material trapped in between there, next thing to do is to set up our tool rest, which is a fairly easy thing to do. Now, a little bit of explanation here. This is a bowl gouge. It's really a really long tool that allows you to reach over the tool rest a fair distance. Okay, so it gives you more leverage. This is a spindle gouge. It's a mini bowl gouge. Of course, it's much shorter. See the difference? Much shorter. And you can only sort of work a maximum, I suppose, of 3/4 of an inch over the tool rest before it starts to impart too much motion into you, and you know, you don't want that, and especially when you're over 60 and your joints play hell with you the night after. So yeah, so this is sort of close-in work, working on a spindle. This is called a spindle. Okay, and this is a roughing gouge. Now I might use this to quickly remove some material. We're going to have this spinning quite fast, nearly 1000 RPM, maybe even a little bit more, just to quickly get the material off. And so we may use this. My favoured tool though is the bowl gouge, because it is such a long tool, and it you know, it allows me to do a lot more. The work is sort of the work envelope for this tool is greater than the others. So okay, setting the height of your tool rest. Now, I don't think there's any real law about it. And what I have learned over the years is what you do is you need that cutting edge there to be slightly below the center height of the lathe or the spindle, the material that's in here, to get the best cut. But I mean, you are actually moving it around all the time and you naturally do it to be able to make it feel nice to you. At least that's what I do. So what I do, and what I think is the proper way to do it, is set your tool rest so your cutting edge is just about on center or just below, which is about there. Okay? But we need to go in a bit closer. I can get the full length of this in. Okay, and you want to leave about 1/4 of an inch gap, thereabouts, like that. So that gives you a lot of freedom to work over the full length. So like I say, we're going to sort of make this a bit of a cylinder. There's a bit of a crack there. I don't think it's going to hurt us a lot, but we'll start machining. So first of all, what you should do before you start a lathe up is put your protective gear on. Now I wear 2 systems. I have to wear glasses anyway, but you should wear workshop goggles or glasses underneath this, okay, to be safe. I've seen a lot of accidents in my my time from people, you know, not doing the right thing. So we'll start to machine this. Okay, so here we go. Build the speed up gradually. Actually about 900 is fine. And what you do is start with the tool. This is the okay, this is the roughing gauge, and how you start this. You start there, it's not cutting anything. See, it's not cutting anything at all. You're letting the material just touch this edge here on this face, and then you gradually bring the back of the tool up till you start cutting. I'm going to start this end, find your material, That's a lovely piece of wood, actually. I'm going to try. Oh, I don't think I can. I don't think I can actually leave that in. But certainly, I might be able to leave this in here and here. But I wanted to narrow this down, and there's a borer hole there. But look at this, isn't that lovely? I think I'm going to lose a bit of that though. We'll see what we can do about keeping that. That's nice. Okay, so I'll shape this down a little bit more, then I'll turn the tenon for the back end here. I'm not going to worry too much about that crack. If I have to get some CA glue and put in there, I will. But I think it's going to be okay. Okay, so you can see the rough shape that I'm going for. There's a couple of voids. It's not wormhole actually. There's a void there and a void there. So I don't think that's going to hurt us much. But I want to keep this. I'd really love to keep that and that. So I'm not going to take too much more off this here. So I rather like that shape actually. So what I'm going to try and do now is I want to make this round, so I'm going to lose that. See if I can. Oh no, it looks quite nice though, doesn't it? Okay, so this is a round nose scraper or a finishing tool. So we're going to now run over this piece of work and get rid of most of the tooling marks here. So let's spin it up. So the method I've come up of holding the base of that and to drive it and hold it while I bore it out is these type of jaws. They have multiple teeth on them. So there's no need to do it any tighter than that. And we'll open the jaws up slightly. Just fits in there snugly, and if there's any marks of the teeth in this at the end, I can take them out later. And bring this up. We'll just hold this and push it up in the chuck, and then we'll tighten this down. That's going to come out from there, at least I hope not. It's tight enough. Okay, I want to keep this off sort of level and bore it out like that, I think. Oh, I might level it up yet, I don't know. We'll see. I'm sorry about that, I didn't have my mic turned on and I was chatting away. What you just saw me do, what I do is get a bit of electrical insulation tape and wrap around the bottom and just gently put back into the chuck so I don't mark it. And what this is for is I'm going to put a nice even coat of, so what I'm going to do, and my favourite that I like to use is cedar oil. And it fetches up the natural look of the wood really, really nice. Now, to support the other end, I'm going to use now to support the other end, I'm going to use the live center. I don't know whether you can see that, can you? Yeah, you can see that okay. Now to stop this damage in the inside of that, because I've taken it all the way up to 600 grit, is I'm just going to cut a piece of cloth from this lovely old shirt, like that, a nice double part of the collar, double it over and put over the end of this. Okay, and offer it up into here. Just squeeze it in there, not too tight, just enough to snip that off. They're beautiful shears, these. These are special shears for cutting Kevlar and aramid cloth. Now, that's something that we're going to be doing in the future. I'll introduce a little bit of, just a small amount of layering up and working with Kevlar. I'll show you the basics of how to do that, but that's going to be later on in the year. Got enough happening at the moment. Okay, so let's put our finished coat on. I'm actually going to do this about 6 or 7 times, and then I'll take it out from here, then I'll take the tape off, I'll do the inside and the bottom by hand. But that's the boring part. I know you guys like to see this part. So here we go. Now here's a little tip that I've learnt over the years, and I've been dealing with these sort of things for 40 years, I think. Going back to the Kevlar thing and how to use that, there is no better high-grade wax, and that's what this is wax, than mold, sort of mold as in molding a part, mold release. This is what you put onto a mold when you're layering up things like fiberglass, but certainly Kevlar and aramid. Aramid is about 5 times stronger than Kevlar. In the coming weeks I'll show you some. So get some of the wax, and it brings this up beautiful. That's had about 5 coats on that now of the cedar oil. So let's bring it up a little more. I'll zoom you into that rather than me. Gives it a lovely luscious sheen. Preserves the wood. Makes it all lovely.